Hello everyone and welcome back to Path of Exile. We entered Line Ice Watch last time and we have a quest to do. As we can tell from the world panel, we actually have, well, the Mercy mission. The ship that Bestel was in had beached on Tidal Island, which is just here. And we need to find a medicine chest. I am currently
playing. The very
playing.
sand shivers with malice. There's a power here that welcomes me.
Just in case you weren't around for character creation, I am still currently playing in a sort of hardcore league. And the point is, if I die, I become a standard character. So usually hardcore characters are sort of very bad for let's play type videos. But in this game I'm not losing the character if it dies, it just stops being a hardcore character. These cannibals are a lot faster than the standard zombies, but I think they are slightly less resilient, so... Very good. I'll try to play it carefully. Basically, I don't want to die.
I need more mana.
Since basically this is a hardcore character. But in case I do die, it's not a big deal. I'll just be downgraded to Standard League and just take it from there. And obviously in Standard League I will be at an advantage insofar as that I do have a chest full of stuff in Standard, so I can then bank on items I found on other characters, for example. And a potion. Freezing Pulse is about to level up. I don't usually use Freezing Pulse. At least not at this stage. It basically, it has a chance to freeze enemies or chill them. And chilled enemies move slower, frozen enemies don't move at all. So it has a sort of chance to be a crowd control effect, but not a guarantee. Freezing Pulse is ready to level up.
To learn is to live.
Basically, leveling up means it does more damage and such, of course, but it usually also increases the requirements and the mana cost. And another passive skill point, which I'm putting in spell damage again. We have also found a new item called an Orb of Regret. This gives me a passive refund skill point, basically, and those are the points I need to respec my character. So in the passive skill panel, I have 0 refund points right now. I can use refund points to take a skill back, but right now I could not take this one back because another one depends on it, so I can only take back ones that don't have anything branching from them, basically. It always has to stay, all my skills have to stay connected, basically. But as I said, I'm usually not going to use those. There we go. I currently don't have any town portal scrolls, so not exactly sure what I'll do when my inventory is full. At this point, I believe it's quite important to actually get like the basic resources. So I'm thinking I might either cut and sell stuff, or I'm just gonna walk back to town and talk about stuff. So anyway, we've got a weathered carving here.
Kalm's canoe struck this sand with the force of destiny. At his beck, the greatest war host in Kardui history tamed the wild sea, their canoes coupling with the land one by one. Lion-eyes gemlings met us with shining metal and bold words. Hyri's arrows withered their pride, Kalm's axes silenced their despair. Marseilles Lion-eye fought bravely to the last. Kalm honored him with a place on his belt. Kalm has shown Rayclast our Kardui strength. Kalm will teach Rayclast the Kardui way.
These carvings are basically talking about sort of a bit of the history of the place, I guess. Tells us that there has been a war in the past, when some sort of foreign invader landed on the shores and took over. And yeah, we're gonna hear more of that eventually. And this is a dead end. I will try to find all of these carvings, but I seem to recall last time I missed a few, so...
I need more mana.
Okay, then why don't we get more mana? Very good. Mana in this game regenerates automatically, but as you can see, not very fast. However, potions do tend to regenerate quite fast, so...
Too much clutter.
Alright, meaning we're full. Just need to check how full exactly. This is another thing which people supposedly missed in Diablo 3. The inventory management is very much sort of up to you. You actually have to ouch. You have to actually make sure you align stuff correctly to make the most of your space, basically. But since our inventory is full, I'm heading back to town. Eventually this will become a lot faster because I will have town portal scrolls, but I don't have those yet. And these guys you see running around here, they're other players. Since this is basically an online game, we will see these from time to time, but I don't usually interact with them at all, so... And as you can see, because of how I click these items, I could not have put in the hatchet just like this, but if I choose a different order, it does work. Giving me 2 scroll fragments and 2 scrolls of wisdom. Now, no, actually I want to purchase items. Let me see. Okay, 3 scrolls of wisdom for town portal scroll. I think I can buy 2 of these. There we go. And these 2 and the fragments can go in there. Wonderful. Let's head back out. The instances eventually reset themselves, but usually only when I leave them for long enough. So I think if I hit control while zoning, so while changing to a different place, then it automatically resets it. But otherwise, if I only go back to town to sell stuff and then come back, I will get back at the same instance that I was in before. Sorry about that. And this is where I came from, I believe, so... Oh, and there we have our first sort of mini-boss. Quite a dangerous one, by the way. You'd think she's immune to fire damage, but she's not. But she does these firestorms, which do a lot of damage, so... One more fireball and she's history. Just like you would expect from this sort of game, special bosses give special items, while they have a higher drop rate. Just like the randomly generated bosses in, for example, Diablo 3 or we had the random bosses in Torchlight as well. Tougher fights, but better drops. So let's see what we got. Well, I'm guessing we want this, right? The way it works in this game, there's sort of different types of defense. There's armor, which is your standard physical defense, I guess. It just makes you more resilient to damage. But in addition to armor, we also have energy shield, which you can see that's the sort of white stuff here, 23 out of 23. That's kind of a damage buffer. Yummy. Basically, when I take damage, it's taken off my energy shield before it's taken off my health. Apart from, I believe, chaos damage, which bypasses the energy shield. Oh, got another mana flask. Let's just move this over here for now. When I equip a new flask outside of town, it starts off being empty, so I have to actually fill it first. And I don't know if that's a glitch or intentional, but...
Too much clutter.
Oh dear, that was quick. But it's basically, it will be displayed as entirely empty until it has enough charge to actually give me one use. So as you can see, it currently has 11 charges out of a total of 40 it could have. So technically it would be about 25% filled. But because I need at least 14 to actually use it, it is displayed as being completely empty. And as I said, I don't know if that's intentional or not, but it definitely is the way it is. Let me know. I'm probably gonna be recording 4 or 5 episodes in one go now. Let me know if you like what your idea is about me running back to town. I was a little close now, so I didn't feel like wasting a town portal scroll, but
Be careful.
yeah. So we see some low-level guys. I don't know.
That would just make life complicated.
Yeah, I can't use some damage spells in town. So, I don't want any of this stuff. And I don't want the scroll fragments on me. So, because we're now in town, it becomes fully filled up, I guess. And that's maintained outside as well, so If I change my flasks in town, I basically get them completely filled up. And if I have empty flasks and I go to town, they become filled up as well. Which you could sort of use in a tough fight where your flasks are empty. You could use a town portal. Go back to town quickly, be filled up, and then return. But that's not really something I intend to do. Okay, so we can't actually go via the beach here. We have to go around. Oh yeah, about the armor. So standard armor and energy shield. There's a third type of armor, which has an evasion rating, which basically gives you a chance to evade damage, as the name suggests. And I think usually as a witch we will be getting, like, the intelligence-based armor tends to have energy shield. So as intelligence-based characters we mostly use the energy shield armor, because eventually armor will have requirements that we might not be able to fulfill. The just standard armor is a strength-based thing. And last but not least, the evasion stuff is dexterity-based. So depending on which character you play, you have different sorts of defense. There's obviously no best option, but there's one really interesting skill, which I guess I want to show you right now. Where is it? It's right here. It changes the maximum health to 1 and makes you immune to chaos damage. Which seems really bad at first, but what it means is making you immune to chaos damage means all damage you take has to go past your energy shield. Chaos damage would usually bypass it, so if you only have 1 health, any chaos damage would instantly kill you. And here we are on the island, which we needed to go to, where the ship has crashed, the Tidal island. And there we go. These blue enemies are basically the random groups which we also saw in Diablo. They have special attributes and slightly increased abilities from that. And it largely depends, like, some attributes don't really matter much, others are fairly annoying. For example, if we mostly do fire damage, and we get a group that has resisting fire damage, it can be kind of nasty. And especially later on in the game, I think a lot of enemies have resist fire damage. Instead, these vengeful guys, for example, group frenzy on death, means if I kill one of them, the rest would be frenzied, which I believe increases attack rate.
I need more mana.
Oh. I don't know what they're called in this game, but the gold items are similar to, I guess, unique items from, well, not unique, rare items from Diablo 3, or I think they're gold in most games. They were golden in Torchlight as well. I don't remember Titan Quest, actually. I think in Titan Quest they were blue. Yeah. Anyway, we have a level up. Basically, the first thing I'm going for is Elemental Dominion, which gives me increased elemental damage and increased intelligence. And right now I have a choice. I could go this way around or this way around. Either going via critical chance or just cast speed, and I think I want to go past cast speed. So apply points. And of course, this is unidentified, so let's quickly identify the helmet first, giving me cold resistance. I prefer the one I have. And this one I can't use because it requires strength, and I don't have strength. Well, not enough. And it's two-handed, so it's not very good. But for a strength-based character, this might actually be a good weapon at the start of the game. Okay, lots of cannibals still. The enemies aren't too varied, but we've already seen some new ones, these Tidal Strider things, which sadly resist fire damage, so... resist doesn't mean immunity.
Too much clutter.
It just means they take less, basically. Ouch. Haha. But I think that's all I can do for now, so let's make use of a town portal scroll. These are one use again. I can get into town and then back out, but only once basically. As soon as I go back now to the place I made the portal, it disappears. And my fireball just leveled up, I think. Yep.
Hello.
So let me just get rid of all of the stuff I picked up. There we go. And for enchanted items like this, I think rare is the name for these items in this game. I tend to get different currency items. So, that being done, let's go back to the Tidal Island. And eventually I will stop picking up white items, but for now I'm not very rich. Ah, and there's a portal scroll. Nice. Ouch.
I need more mana.
Well, we can help that. It should be noted, by the way, that different potions stack, so if I hit 4 and 5 simultaneously right now, I'm going to get the mana regeneration from both of them, so it basically will fill up faster. Jerkin. These have evasion rating, as you can see, so this is the third type of armor that I was talking about. Let me see. Problem is I can't really equip that right now because I don't have any other blue slots, so if I unequip the plate vest, which I'm currently carrying, I would lose my freezing pulse. I will deal with these cannibals, and then I'm afraid I'm gonna have to end the episode because we already... stop missing. We already passed our usual time limit, so I'll see you next time. Bye bye!